Tonight, the White House says it had no idea the DOJ seized the AP's phone records.
I see nothing. I know nothing.
Plus, Matt Drudge says we should assume that all communications are being monitored.
And welcome back. Top story headline. The White House says it had no idea the DOJ seized the AP's phone records. Now, this is the same White House that said that they had no idea about Operation Fast and Furious. They have no idea about the current situation in the Benghazi hearings. They just don't know anything. And I'm not saying anybody in the White House is directly responsible for any one particular thing, but these things are really starting to add up on them, and I do think Mrs. Clinton had more than a little bit to do with Benghazi. I'll just throw that out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the article here. Other than press reports, we have no knowledge of any attempts by the Justice Department to seek phone records of the AP. The White House press secretary, Jay Carney, told reporters in New York Monday night, "We are not involved in decisions made in connection with criminal investigations, as those matters are handled independently by the Justice Department." And at this point, we cannot prove otherwise, but my deal with the White House, they just don't want to hold anybody accountable. You don't know about Fast and Furious, you don't know about Benghazi, maybe you weren't directly involved, but I'm pretty sure you have the resources if you quit taking, $7 million vacations and playing golf every 2 or 3 days to actually get some work done. So hopefully we can get something done on that front. Now let's go to this updated response from the AP, and you can see it right there on your screen. Let's scroll down. This is something from the president and CEO of the Associated Press. "We appreciate the DOJ's prompt response, but it does not adequately address our concerns. The letter simply restates the law." And let's scroll down a little bit further. "Rather than talk to us in advance, they seized these phone records in secret, saying that notifying us would compromise their investigation." Now, this supposed investigation took place, I guess, about a year or so ago. An AP story dealt with some sensitive information, so the DOJ took the initiative to go out. Well, I want to say seize the initiative, may have in fact broken the law, to go out and take the phone records of AP reporters, I believe about 20 or so, monitoring their phone conversations, who they called, the length of those conversations. But as of yet, I guess they've yet to divulge if they recorded the content of those phone calls. I don't know why you would go through all this trouble of tracking the calls, who they called, the duration of the calls, and not record the content. It sounds pretty silly to me, but that's the bridge that they are trying to sell you. Let's go on to another guy who knows a little bit about the media. That is Matt Drudge, and he had this to say. He said, "Assume all communications are being monitored." And this is a tweet from Mr. Drudge. There you go. That's a nice graphic right there. All right, let's go to the tweet from Mr. Drudge. "Warning to reporters and sources. Assume all your communications are being monitored. Time to move back to the parking lot." And that reference that he made is a Watergate reference. You can see it. Maybe we can go back to that full screen. I actually quite enjoy that. Yeah, move back to the parking lot. That is a Watergate reference. So if you're not too up on that, I definitely encourage you to look into the Watergate scandal.